typical build, we would find you would average about 4 to 5 tons of waste, depending on the size of the build. Yeah, sometimes even more. In our best home, when we actually, right from the outset, I suppose the design stage in effect, you know, we looked at the waste minimisation as a huge part of the project. So we were thinking straight away how we could reduce the waste. By and large, the waste management plan was good. It was always going to be an evolving exercise, but our whole aim was to be as simple and as practical as possible. And I think that's reflective in the waste management plan that we now have going forward. You know, that's the word I would use, it's practical. You know, I sat down and I thought about this and I thought what we could do, and I came up with a figure in my head of where the total amount of waste to landfill, and it was 200 kilos. So we hit 133, and that includes everything, down to the last tin of Coke that was lying on site, crushed up. So very happy with that. It comes down totally to cooperation from the guys on site. I mean, you know, as project manager, you cannot be on site all the time. Whoever's here has to buy into what you're doing and what you're trying to achieve. So it has to be a simple system, it has to be easy to use for them. We presented the project to everybody that was going to be involved in the build initially, and then almost individually where required, depending on the contractor, you would talk to them and tell them what you were wanting to do and how you were wanting to do it and why. And by and large, the contractors generally were very interested in it, and you would get good feedback from them. You know, they would be asking you what the waste figures were at, etc. So a good exercise, but just communication, really, good communication. I think as well, showing them and telling them statistics and figures that are available today in terms of waste that's produced, the impact it's having on landfills, therefore the impact it's having on the environment, you know, the toxic waste, what it's doing. When you actually talk to them about it, they're like, oh yeah, geez, yep. You know, they're a bit surprised, but they're thinking, oh yeah, I think I'd prefer a more eco-friendly version myself. Although the Best Home project, we really went for the recycling effort. You know, we now have a far greater level of recycling on sites. There's definitely a thought process now with our contractors and with our own guys of what we do with waste before it ends up in the skip bin. You can be as green and as sustainable as you want, but there has to be a financial benefit and, you know, some real economies in it for you. And we found that. And I think if nothing else, then that's worth looking at for a builder, the money that they can save if it's organised and managed properly.